started because it's actually 11 a.m. So please continue to ask questions in the chat. And then we have our whole team. So like I mentioned earlier, we are Outreach and Recruitment. So our whole team, our whole staff is actually answering all your questions. And we're gonna do a small pause later on to answer the most common questions. But hopefully, once you get to the end of this presentation, you will have everything answered. And if not, we're here to serve you and help you. So I'm gonna introduce my co-host for today, Nicole. She is a Outreach and Recruitment counselor as well. So we're actually gonna get started. And then let me see the poll, how the poll was doing. All right, Nicole, let me look at the poll. So for the poll, we have a lot of people from Orange County, 37%, LA County, Northern California as well. Most of you are, it's just kind of like a tie, right? Incoming freshmen and transfer students. We have 57% of incoming freshmen, 39% of transfer students. We also have family members. Hello, family. And then we also have other. I wonder who are the other. Maybe they are, what is it called? Maybe they are other high school students or transfer students that are not transferring yet. Yay, for snacks, chips won, so that's awesome. Like I mentioned earlier, if you were not logged in, I love chips, so that's really cool that we won. And then some people said they don't like I don't like snacking, so which is good too. But cool, so let's get started. So I think Nicole froze. So welcome everybody. My name is Eloisa Amador Romero. I'm an Outreach and Recruitment counselor at Cal State Fullerton. Today we're going to be talking about CSUF bound next steps for admitted students. My name is Eloisa Romero. I also have a co-host, her name is Nicole, but she actually just froze right now. So this is our first time doing the webinar, so please bear with us. We're trying our best to accommodate and serve you as well. And as you all know, we're working from home. So welcome to my dining room. You know, I'm here in my house in Ontario, so we're here to serve you and support you as much as we can, to make sure that CSUF is the place for you.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We are Outreach and Recruitment. We also have the director for admissions, and we also have the director for orientation here with us. So they are also here going to be answering questions for you, and as well as the director for Outreach and Recruitment. So to help you and support you as well. So I know there's very hard situation right now with the COVID-19, and we want to make sure that you are being served correctly. I know it's very stressful with everything that's happening. So we want to acknowledge that. We also want to make sure that you all take a deep breath. We're in this together and we're going to be able to move forward, right? Please take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Do things that will help you with your mental health, with your physical health, right? Like maybe doing some YouTube videos of yoga or Zumba or something, right? Because we want you to be in the best shape that you can be. I think Nicole's back. So hi, Nicole. Good morning.
Hi everyone. Thank you again for joining us.
I can't hear you, Nicole.
Oh, hold on. Can you hear me?
No, maybe.
Hi, can you all hear me? It's not muted.
No, sorry.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Let me see.
Eloisa, we can hear Nicole, so it might just be your connection. So we'll let Nicole introduce herself.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I don't know why I can't hear you, but I guess
yeah,
you guys can hear
I don't know.
So I don't know
what's going on.
Okay.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. We are trying to figure this out, but we're gonna get through this together. But we're really excited just to, share a bit about us, a bit about what we do, and our beautiful campus that we're so excited to welcome you to. And typically this would have been in person. We have a big event where it's Welcome to Cal State Fullerton Day. We have over 10,000 families and students come to this event. It's in person, it's very, very fun. We have you get to see all the different colleges and different clubs and organizations, and it's like you're welcome to come to our school and hopefully choose us. But we are doing this all online now, just for your safety, for our safety, you know, with everything going on with COVID-19. And we just want to, you know, your health comes first. So this is the way we have to do it in this world right now. But we're really excited to highlight our university and talk about the deadlines and next steps for you to be accept your admission offer and so forth.
Perfect. I can hear you now. I don't know what.
Yay! Okay, good.
So we're good.
Okay.
So I kind of briefly mentioned that we do have a full staff that is good to answer your questions. I don't know if you already covered that because I couldn't hear, but we also have the director for Outreach and Recruitment, the director for admissions, and the director for orientation. So we're here to serve you. This is why I love the work that we do, like I mentioned earlier, because we want to make sure you find the right resources and support for making the great decision of choosing Cal State Fullerton. I know, I'm not sure if you share, Nicole, that you are an alum.
Yes, yeah. So both of us went to Cal State Fullerton. I graduated in 2016. I actually transferred from a community college, Saddleback College in Mission Viejo. I'm from Mission Viejo. And so I transferred with an associate degree to transfer in communication studies. And my emphasis was in public relations. Which is really fun because that's kind of like my job right now. I promote the college, I speak to students and get them excited to come to Cal State Fullerton. So it's really cool that I was, you know, educated at Cal State Fullerton on how to be a PR communications professional. And now I do that for the university. So the school has really opened up a lot of opportunities for me professionally, personally. It really, made me such a social person and just to be outgoing, and I'm really a people person, so I feel like I found my fit in this field, and it's really excited to be excited about a school that I went to as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So a little bit about myself. My name is Eloisa Romero. I'm an Outreach and Recruitment Counselor here at Cal State Fullerton, and I'm a proud alum of Cal State Fullerton as well. Cal State Fullerton has a very special place in my heart because as a first generation low-income student, I didn't think college was an option for me. And, you know, Cal State Fullerton opened their arms, and I feel so fortunate to be part of the Titan community because it's a very strong community that really cares for you and really supports for you. And I think that's what I needed as a first generation. My parents didn't go to college, so like they didn't know how to navigate the college life, right? I was a commuter, right? So it was just very, very challenging. But at the same time, I found support and love, like community from the staff, from the faculty. I was a human services and Chicano studies major. And I love both departments and both degrees, and they have opened the doors for so many different opportunities. So I love the work that we do as in the Department of Outreach and Recruitment. I feel like in this way we are giving back, especially as a first gen. I didn't know how to navigate the higher education system. So now as an Outreach and Recruitment counselor, I'm able to share my experiences, share what's best for you, right? Because at the end of the day, Cal State Fullerton has a place for you, but it has to be the best match for you, for what are your needs right now. So let's get started, yeah. So out of 75,928 applications, we got a lot of applications this year. You chosen to become a Titan. Huh? Oh, that somebody spoke. You were chosen to become a Titan. So we're very excited that you are all here in this new application that you got accepted, right? Like you all should be very proud of yourselves.
Congratulations. That's really
yeah, congratulations.
To get to this point.
Yes, congratulations to getting this point, because there are so many applications, so many students that are very qualified as well, and you were chosen to become a part of the family community, part of the Titan community. So we also want to give you all information about the virtual CSUF bound that we're doing. So in our website, or if you want to scan the QR code, it will send you to fullerton.edu/welcome day. In our website, we are trying to make our best to support you and serve you. So we're actually going to be having a webinar for our financial aid. We're going to be having other programs for student life. We're going to have other programs that we want to help you and support you. So please follow us in our virtual website, but at the same time, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and social and Instagram, CSUF Outreach. You're going to be able to see all of the information. And like I mentioned, even though we're working from our homes, we're here to serve you and support you as much as we can. So please, if you have any questions, and we can, if you have any questions, you can also email us at csuf@fullerton.edu. Okay. And then this is the overview we're going to cover today. We're going to do the student portal, statement of intent to registration, orientation, ADT, financial aid, admissions, housing, and important deadlines and reminders.
Thank you, Eloisa. So we'll get started on the student portal. The student portal, I would say, is something pretty important. I would get familiar with it now because this is your space where you're going to find out a lot of information. So of course, accepting your admissions offers through the student portal, your tightened degree audit, which we'll talk a bit about what that is, that will be in there as well. How to register for your courses, that will be in the student portal, and financial aid. So accepting your financial aid offer if you apply for the California DREAM Act or FAFSA, and important deadlines. This is, so through the student portal and through your student email, those are the two ways where you'll find up-to-date information on what you need to do, whether it's like a to-do list or any holds you have on your account. Anything that the university needs from you, so they will communicate that through your email and through your student portal.
Perfect.
So if it's your first time logging into the student portal, so when you apply to our university, you should have received a campus-wide ID. You'll hear the word CWID a lot. Anytime you use pretty much any service on our campus, they'll say, what's your CWID? What's your CWID? So just know that. Think of it like your social, like a social security number or something. So know your CWID because that is how you'll initially log in. And then from there, you can create your own username and a password to log into and check out the Student Center section. So a bit of what I was mentioning. So as you can see on the top, you'll click Student Center. There's a couple places. So you can see the class schedule. That's where you'll add your courses. Your My Textbooks, that will take you to our website for our bookstore. And then through where it says finances, where financial aid is, that's where you can review information about your financial aid status. Really important on the right, if you can see, that's where you'll have the holds. Like if there's any holds on your account or if anything on your to-do list, it'll be there. You'll have your enrollment date for when you are to enroll for your semester courses. So really important stuff in here. Just get familiar with it, understand how to navigate through it. And so on the next slide, a little bit more about the Student Center. So this is where you will be hopefully accepting your admissions offer, right? And so that's where you'll accept and accept or decline, but we hope you accept. And so that will be there. So you can go through that process if you haven't already done so. And so statement of intent to register. Let's talk a bit about that. So some important steps. We're very deadline driven. As we were mentioning in the beginning, you have been chosen to come to Cal State Fullerton. It's a very in-demand university. A lot of students want to come here, so we're very big on our deadlines. So you must accept or decline your admissions offer by May 1st, 2020. So be prepared to also pay a $250 non-refundable enrollment deposit. That's not like an added fee though. The good thing about it, it will go towards your tuition for your first semester once you register for classes. So that's nice about that. And so with accepting your offer. So as we mentioned, that would be May 1st to accept your offer. If you were offered admission a little bit later, after May 1st, you have 2 weeks to accept your admissions offer. So as you can see in this image here, this is what it's going to look like. So you will accept, and then you can move forward to the next steps. So as I mentioned again, the $250 enrollment deposit. So all incoming students, we ask for that $250 enrollment deposit, but remember it does go towards your first semester, the tuition and fees. And so one big thing is that make sure that when you're going through these steps, if you have any pop-up blockers on your computer, just go ahead and disable those, because sometimes students might have a hard time getting to the next step because of pop-up blockers. So just know that that might be something. But you'll go to the Pay Now button, and that's when you can make your enrollment deposit. Also, for our students who applied for FAFSA or the California DREAM Act, and this is on a case-by-case basis, but if your estimated family contribution, if you noted that on your FAFSA or DREAM Act that your EFC, estimated family contribution, is 0, you could qualify for your fee of the $250 to get your FAFSA or your California DREAM Act could cover that. So that's just something to note as far as the $250 deposit. So only if your expected family contribution is 0. So a bit about orientation. So orientation is looking a little bit different this year, only because of, you know, the world we're living in right now. So it is a mandatory step still, however. Orientation has always been a mandatory step within the whole application and accepting your admissions offer, because it's an important day. It's an important event, because this is where you typically would, you know, be picking your courses, and you would get familiar with our university and whatnot. But again, it is looking a bit different this year. So any information about it, because it's in the, you know, following months. So it typically will begin in April with in-person dates in the summer. But for up-to-date information about it, you can review the orientation website, which we put the link there. And any questions you have, the staff are very friendly, very nice, and they will answer all your questions for you leading up to that. So just, it's kind of up in the air right now, but they are in the works of trying to, you know, figure out what we're going to do in this world we have right now. But if you have questions, they are more than happy to answer it for you. But it is a mandatory step. We will note that. All right, so typically, these are the 2 places that are very important for you coming in. So there's general academic advising. General academic advising is typically picking, you know, electives, general education courses that you would need. So remember, it's about 120 units to get your bachelor's degree. That could vary by major, it could be more, but typically that's the case. So when you go to a general advisor, they'll help you, you know, get to your 120 by picking electives or your general education courses. So that's on a walk-in basis only. So also we have success centers. So the good thing about our college is that we have 8 colleges, right? So within each of our colleges, we have student success centers. So there are advisors there for you, retention specialists, career specialists in there. There's some tutoring in there and different things that the centers do based on your major, your college. So they also have advisors in there as well. So if you want more major advising though, major advising is for your the college that you're under, right? So this is typically an advisor, or it typically is a faculty member who will help map out your first year courses. So it's good to visit both a general advisor and a major advisor, so you can know exactly which courses to take. Personally, for me, when I was a student, I was really on top of it. I would go about once or twice a semester just to make sure that I was on track. So I highly recommend that. Don't feel like you have to pick out your classes on your own. They're there for you for a reason. So speaking of a tightened degree audit, so this isn't a transcript, but it's similar to a transcript. So if you are a community college student transferring, you might already have a TDA. Typically, it'll be the most updated once you submit your official transcripts though. But a tightened degree audit is pretty much when you will notate what your major is, and then it will create kind of like a roadmap of the classes you need to take. This should not be in substitution for an advisor. Please still see an advisor. You know, my tip to you is about once or twice a semester. But a TDA is really good to keep you kind of on track. So you can be a little advisor, I guess, you know, going through it, reviewing it. But it's just to, for an advisor to review with you to make sure you're on track. So always be in the know as well, what classes you need, but of course have that guidance from an advisor, most definitely. So it will contain general education information, major requirements, and graduation requirements. And again, as I mentioned, your student portal, which is your go-to place for anything you need regarding your, courses and whatnot, your TDA, your Titan Degree Audit, it's available through your student portal. So an associate degree for transfer. So this is for our students who are coming from the community college. This is not a requirement. This is a choice that some students will make if they have an idea of what they want their major to be. They've typically been taking this set of courses to get an associate degree to transfer. Associate degree to transfer, there's an associate of arts to transfer, there's an associate of science degree to transfer. It depends on what that degree is, that major is. But pretty much this is stating that you are bringing in 60 units, right? And then if you follow an associate degree to transfer plan, that means that you will be completing your bachelor's degree here within an additional 60 units to get to that 120. It's kind of like a clear guide for our students that transfer from community college. They typically like this path because they know what they want to do. And when they come here, they know which additional classes to take with an advisor. So that's a bit about the associate degree to transfer. However, if you come here and you say you're bringing in your associate degree to transfer, your ADT, to us, if you change your major or if you add a minor, that could push back, your 2 years to graduate once you transfer in, right? Because now you're adding more courses, you changed your plan. So that's why we say that if you have an associate degree transfer, just be mindful of that it might no longer be that guarantee of like 60 units and to finish within 2 years. So just keep that in mind. But typically students, if you are on this path, I'm sure, speaking with your community college counselor, you should have been familiar with the ADT by now. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask it within the Q&A box and we'll answer for you. Speaking of that, so Q&A. So we're going to be, checking in with our representatives who are here to answer your questions. So I believe we have Maddie, we have
Yes.
Vanessa. So they're going to be answering some questions that are coming in. So take it away, guys.
Hi, guys. So Maddie here. One of the big questions that we are seeing is how the fall semester, the first day moving in, if things like that are going to be affected, obviously with what's going on in the world right now. As of this moment, nothing in terms of fall housing, anything like that has changed. If something does, though, in the future, that's why we really emphasize to you guys, please, please, please be checking your CSU email. All official communication is going to come through that email. So add it to your phone, have it bookmarked on your computer. That's where all those decisions will be made. But like I said, as of this moment, nothing for the fall has changed. But again, check your email. That's where we'll send that info. Another big thing that's obviously coming up is the orientation question. So Colleen, I don't know if you would like to jump in on that, letting students know if dates, anything like that. So if you do, feel free to jump in, give your 2 cents on that.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. This is Colleen McDonough. I'm the Director of Orientation, and we are still in the process of deciding what our orientation will look like for the coming year. So we're directing everyone to our website, which is also on our slide, and please feel free to email us also. Our email address is also on there, but we will be in touch with all of you. Please check your portal, check your CSUF email regularly. We're hoping to have a decision no later than April 15th. So that is the goal. But right now we are kind of in limbo and at the mercy of basically what's going on in the world right now. So I apologize that I can't give you more information than that, but that's where we are right now.
Thank you, Colleen. We appreciate it. Another question that we've been getting a lot is, financial aid packets. Obviously, for a lot of people, that is a big key of you know, funding your education. And so for that, I will be saying that at the moment, financial aid is working on the packets. You know, those are very tedious things to put together. They're taking a lot of info and having to consolidate that to each individual student. The word we're getting right now is that, you know, typically around June is when students will be getting those packets. They will be going to your student center. It might be a little earlier than that, you know, again, just with everything going on, it just really depends, and a lot of different external factors being a play in that. So, you know, just keep checking. You know, late spring, early summer, you should be finding out what your package looks like. And so for that sense, you know, again, that's why we say check your student center. All that info will be there. They will break down your package and whatnot. So really, like Nicole and Eloise have been saying, you know, that student center is really integral to you guys taking these next steps.
Hi, Madison, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, this is Jessica Barco. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jessica, and I'm the Director of Financial Aid here at Cal State Fullerton. We're working diligently to try to award all of you by the end of April. So we're looking to April the 17th as the date to award as many of you as that we can, as long as you have the two criteria is that you were admitted to the university, and the second one is that you have completed a FAFSA or a California DREAM Act application. So as long as we have a FAFSA on record for you or a California DREAM Act application for you that we can link back to your admissions application, we are working diligently to award as many of you by the week of April the 17th. I believe that's a Friday. So beginning on the April the 17th is when we begin to award all of our students. So we will be awarding you through the end of April and all of May. We only ask that you please complete your FAFSA if you haven't done so. And if you are a student that's coming in from another school and you already have a FAFSA, remember we are not able to create a financial aid package for you unless you specifically list Cal State Fullerton as one of the schools that you authorize to receive your FAFSA information. And I just want to remind you all that when you complete a FAFSA, you're not applying directly to Cal State Fullerton for financial aid. You are applying for financial aid with the Federal Department of Education. It's a federal application, and the schools that receive your information are only the ones that you list on it. So some of you may have been accepted to multiple schools, but unless you specifically list Cal State Fullerton on your FAFSA, you might think and be expecting that you're going to be receiving a package from Cal State Fullerton for financial aid, but unless you've actually listed Cal State Fullerton, we are not able to create a package for you. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's something that often happens with incoming students. They say, I've completed my FAFSA, why haven't I received a financial aid package? Just ensure that you did list Cal State Fullerton as one of the schools, and we will be working diligently to provide you with a package by the end of April. So I just wanted to put that out there for you all. Expect April and May. Some of you have difficult situations, and I'm so sorry for the time that we're living right now. You could have had a parent lose a job. You could have lost a job yourself. There could be less hours at work being assigned to you, and we realize that you are in a situation where your financial situation right now has changed significantly from 2 years ago, which is the information that your FAFSA is based on. I want to assure you that we want to help every single one of you that are going through a difficult situation, and we will partner with you and be proactive to do that with you. So please receive your financial aid package, and at that point, if you have been selected for something called verification, we will ask you for a number of documents that need to be submitted. Once all of those documents are submitted and we're able to verify your financial aid application, for those of you that are selected for verification, only about 30% of you will be selected. I don't choose that. The federal government chooses who gets selected. For those of you that are selected, you'll need to submit those documents. And if we can make any updates to your FAFSA based on any financial hardship that you're having right now, we'll do it at that time by asking you for additional documentation. Otherwise, for those of you that were not selected for verification, we can start doing that process a lot sooner for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to add that, Madison.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica. That's a lot of great information. It seems like a lot of people really appreciated it in the Q&A. So thank you. Thank you. I will
just add one last thing, Madison.
Absolutely.
I want you to know that the financial aid office, I apologize, my 2-year-old weeping child just ran into the room. I'm trying to hug her right now so she doesn't start screaming. But this is really important information, and we care about every single one of you Titans, and we want you to be here. So I just want you to know that the Financial Aid Office is here to help you and support you. Please go to our Financial Aid website. We have a big blue box that says ask us questions, and if you're a prospective student and you haven't decided yet, you can ask a question that way. If you're a student and you've already decided and you have your CWID, there's a box for prospective students and a box for current students. Please ask us. We're here to help you and support you. We have our main line that's completely active. We have a complete remote phone center with officers on standby to answer any questions that you have. We also have financial aid counseling where you can contact us and we can set up a Zoom appointment for counseling for you. And we're also able to accept all of your documents for verification electronically. We are 100% remote and able to help you in any way. We can help you via email. We can help you via the asking questions on our website. We can help you via Zoom. We can help you with the electronic document submission platform, and we can help you with our complete remote phone system. We are ready for you, and we want to be one of the reasons that you're able to come to Cal State Fullerton. So please count on the partnership with the Financial Aid Office and expect to be hearing from us in the next couple of weeks as we get to April the 17th. Thank you so much for your time, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. We appreciate it a lot. Probably the next biggest question, Nicole and Eloisa, and then I'll turn it back over to you guys. And Michelle, if you could jump in with this, we would appreciate it. ADTs, and then a second thing is also, I'm seeing a lot in the chat, changing majors prior to coming to campus, if that's something that students are allowed to do. Is there a different process for that now, kind of with everything that's going on? And then, like I said, again, our transfer students as well who are doing those ADTs.
Hi there, this is Michelle. I'm the Director of Admissions. Nice to have you all out there today. So regarding change of majors, you can email your request to majorchange@fullerton.edu, and major change is all one word. And then regarding ADT degrees, the initial evaluation from your community college was to be submitted by last week, I believe. So your community college counselor should have already submitted those to the CSU. If you're looking to submit your final official transcripts, you should do that at the end of the spring term. You know, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like, what colleges are going to be able to send transcripts at the end of the spring term or not. And so we are waiting for more information to develop before we can make any final decisions on what that will look like. But for now, we're still working with the July 15th deadline for final transcripts for admissions.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all that information, Michelle. Yeah, guys, just again, really check your email, CSU email, the csu.fullerton.edu. That is your designated student email. Any updates we get will be sent to that. And again, keep checking your student portal. So yeah, Nicole, Eloisa, I will turn it back over to you, and then we'll have another round of live questions a little later on.
That's great. Thank you all so much for answering our students' questions. Really great information. And again, as we mentioned, these are professional staff who are here to help you. We're all here for you. And as you saw, like there's so many different ways that they're able to assist you virtually. So that's great. Take advantage of that if you have these questions, okay?
All right, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for, thank you so much. Now we're going to cover financial aid. So I know the financial director just answered a lot of your questions. But after being admitted to the university, after your admission to university is granted, the financial aid office will issue an award through your student portal. Grants awards do not require response from you, but your loans do. So if you apply to any loans or there were some loans that were provided to you, you're able to see those through your student portal, and those you do have to accept, but the grants you don't have to accept. They will do it for you automatically. If you receive any grants, like I mentioned, it will apply to all your tuition fees, and you can check this on your to-do list. And I will show you right now in a screenshot that we did. And then you also have to pay for your student fees before the deadline. So once you register for your classes, there's going to tell you a deadline of when to pay for your student fees and your tuition. So make sure you follow those deadlines as well. And we have added the financial aid contact information. So if you have any specific questions, as you mentioned from us as a director for financial aid mentioned right now, they are working remotely from home. So they are there to help you and support you, and they will answer all your questions. So you can email financialaid@fullerton.edu if you have any specific questions. And like she mentioned, they will do all the financial aid package by April 17. So maybe give them a little bit of time, right, before you ask them specific questions. But if you haven't heard from them by maybe by the end of April, maybe give them send them an email or give them a call as well. And they're, like she mentioned earlier, Jessica is there to serve you and support you. And they want you to make the best decision with All right, so this is, so just for our team, can you please make sure your mics are off because we can hear a little bit of background noise? Thank you. And then financial aid awards, this is kind of like a screenshot of what the financial aid awards will look like. If, like you see here, this student was granted some loans, federal directed loans. For those loans, the student does have to go in and accept the
Can you
loan.
guys stop talking? It's picking you up and it keeps asking me to unmute.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what just happened. Anyways, but then the student also got offered some grants. There's some federal grants, state grants, and you can see that what the offer was given to the student, and then what other things they need to do as well. So in the next slide, or before I get to that, well, actually, let me go over cost of attendance. So this is just to give you an idea. This is not going to be all like how much is going to be. But if you're living at home, like tuition for living at home on campus or off campus is the same, right? So the only thing that's going to ask you from the university is going to be $6,956. This is per year, okay? So this is how much tuition and fees are going to be per year. And then if you add, oh, I don't know why. Okay, if you add books, am I muted? No, I think we're good. If you add books, right, and supplies, it's an additional $2,000. That's depending on the class that you're taking. So if you're taking like classes that have more materials like arts, or classes that have more books that are more expensive, right? So it just varies by class to class. And then you also have miscellaneous. So miscellaneous costs. You also have room and board, right? So if you're living on campus, on home, I hope your parents don't charge you rent, right? But it's just the circumstances of every student. But if you're living at home, that could be from $0 to $5,000. But if you're living on campus, it's about $15,000. And if you're living on campus, it's around $15,000 as well. Now you also have to add transportation, right? And then the total, as you can see on the bottom, will be the difference between living at home and on campus. So if you're living at home, it's about $17,000. And if you're living on campus or off campus, it's about $27,000, okay? All right, so now you were able to figure out how to get money, right? How to get financial aid. And now we're gonna be able to share how to pay for your tuition. So we have a great program called called Students Business Services. It operates as the university's cashier. They collect, disperse, and allocate funds appropriately between students, banks, and other external funding. We also offer a 3-month installment payment plan. This is like for students that don't get any type of financial aid and they want to do a payment plan, they can definitely be part of the payment plan. It is 3 payments. It depends on how much you owe to the university. And there is a non-refundable $33 service fee. And then at the same time, you can also enroll in this through your student center as well. All right, this is the page I was jumping ahead, but just to give you a little bit of refresher of your student center that we talked about earlier. So if you go all the way at the bottom, right, of your student center, or not at the bottom, but under finances, you're gonna be able to see financial aid. You're gonna be able to see as well accept or decline awards, right? Some of you might not be able to see this yet. You're gonna see the links, but if you click on them, you might not be able to see any awards, because like Jessica mentioned, the director, they're still working on your package, okay? So please be patient. But then if you have any outstanding charges, you can do make the payments here in your student center. And the other thing that I was gonna tell you is that you can also change your emergency names and your home address here as well. So this is a very important, the student center is a very important, what is it called? It's a very important way to get informed, but then also to be on top of your to-do list, your holds, and everything that you need to do to be a student once you have been accepted. And then we're gonna talk about admission appeals. Hopefully none of you have to do an admission appeals, but if that's the case, we want you to be informed. So like Nicole and I mentioned earlier, we are a very competitive campus. So we have a lot of applications, so we're very deadline driven at the same time. So if you miss some deadlines, or if you were denied for some reason, you can do an appeal. And the way that you're gonna do an appeal is you're gonna have to write a cover letter for the appeal. You have to do a personal statement. This has to be from the student explaining the reason of the appeal. And you have to do supporting documents. So for example, if you miss a deadline and your application was rescinded, so that means that you were no longer, your application got denied in a sense, you can do an appeal, and you have to submit the appeal within 1 month of the date that you got your dismissal, the day that you got your denied letter in a sense. And that communication will come from admissions. So please make sure to keep checking your emails. Your Cal State Fullerton email is very important. Appeal decisions will be provided within 3 to 4 weeks of your submissions, and we'll notify you by your email. So like I said, make sure you continue to check your emails, and you can submit the admission appeal through our mail it in, right? So California State University Fullerton Admission Appeals Committee, PO Box. But the fastest way to do it now will be by email. So by email, you will email the appeals at appeals@fullerton.edu. And if for some reason you are in this situation, please reach out to us. We're here to support you and help you, and we'll help you figure out what is the best approach of this situation. Let's talk about housing. I know that's one of the most common questions we'll be getting in the chat. So we do have a housing and residential engagement department in area. Our campus housing accommodates about 2,000 students, and it is first come, first serve basis. So students have to accept their admissions first before they submit a housing application. The application is open pretty soon. The application opens April 1st, 2020 at 10 a.m. The residential hall complexes consist of apartments, residence halls, dining facilities, and community centers. Apply as soon as possible because, like I mentioned earlier, we only have 2,000 beds, right? So 2,000 students can apply for accommodate for housing. So it is first come, first served basis. And it is a combination of transfer students, incoming freshmen, and current students as well. And the way that you apply for housing is the application is available through the CSUF housing portal. And then we also wanted to share their contact information just in case you want to reach out to them by email or by phone. You have that accessible as well. I know some of the Q&A questions that we're having right now is how is housing changing because of the situation we're living right now for fall. As of right now, we're still offering housing. Right, nothing has changed, but please be in the communication if anything changes for the future. We want to make sure that you are for your safety, for our safety, and for the safety of the community as well. So there's also housing alternatives. So the CSUF housing, Office of Housing and Residential Engagement also provides on-campus housing, referral to nearby apartments, and assisting finding a roommate. I know some students have some type of difficulty finding a roommate, but the department will actually do their best to find the best roommate for you. So we want to make sure that you are doing successfully in the classroom, and if you're living on campus, also doing successfully in your living space, right? So we want to make sure that you're doing everything, that we're doing everything we can to help you and support you. And then we're going to talk about important dates and reminders. So congratulations, right? You all have done the first step, so you can do like a check. On November 30th, you submitted your application. Now you're here, you've been admitted, congratulations. So for freshmen, make sure that you accept your admissions offer and do the enrollment deposit. The enrollment deposit will be done through your student portal. So make sure you do that before May 1st. Now, May 1st is coming up really quickly. So please make sure you do that before that. We don't want, we have heard situations in the past where students try to enroll on May 1st and their computer crashes, right? Or their internet crashes, or something can happen, right? So please don't be in that situation where you try to accept, but now you're no longer able to accept because you missed the deadline, okay? And then for our freshmen, please make sure you submit your final high school transcripts by July 15, 2020. And then make sure you keep looking at your to-do list and your holds because that way you're gonna be able to see what else you need to submit from the university, okay? And then for transfer students, the same thing. You have completed your application. Congratulations, you got accepted. So please make sure you accept your admissions offers and you do the enrollment deposit of $250 enrollment deposit before May 1st. Like I mentioned, for freshmen, it's the same thing. We're very deadline driven, so we don't want you to miss a great opportunity of being a tight end because you missed the May 1st application deadline, okay? And then make sure you continue to do everything else that you need to do to be a student, right? Like the A through G requirements and the ADTs as much as you can. And if you have any questions for that, we're here to help you as well. And for freshmen, the deadline for official transcripts is June 15. And then also if you're doing a transfer degree, the ADT, the official transcript from the ADT has to be submitted by September 4th. And like I said, please make sure you keep checking your portal, your holds, your to-do list, because that way you're gonna be able to see if the university is requesting anything else, as well as your email. And then because we're doing everything virtual, we wanna make sure that you have an opportunity to visit our campus. We have a beautiful, beautiful campus that's been through so many renovations from when I graduated. So now it's even more beautiful, right? So we wanna make sure that you have the opportunity to visit our campus. We do have a virtual campus tour. So if you wanna scan this QR code, we should be able to send you to that. But if for some reason you can't, maybe you can just write the information or the website. It's fullerton.edu/tours. Or you can also email us at CSUF-ORO, so CSUF-OR, fullerton.edu. Please visit our virtual tour. I know some of you already have visited the campus before, but this is a great experience to see where the Titan Hall is, right? To see Gordon Hall, to see where the Titan Student Union is, where students go to the gym, where students eat many different options of food, right? Where the gastronome is, I'm sorry, not the gastronome, I'm thinking on the Arboretum, I'm sorry. So there's different options right on campus where you can see the different buildings and see our beautiful campus. And then talking about the gastronome, we also have a virtual housing tour. The gastronome is the dining facilities in the residence halls. So if you go to this, this QR code for the housing, you're gonna be able to do a housing tour, see what the gastronome looks like, the dining facility looks like, see what the residence rooms look like, right? So like for singles, doubles, apartment based settings. So please check that out. It's a really great resource. And if for some reason the QR code or you can't scan it because you're watching it on your phone, please go to fullerton.edu/housing, and everything with technology is in your tip of your hand. So we're here to really accommodate for what's happening. And then lastly, please make sure you continue to see our virtual CSUF bound website. So fullerton.edu/welcome day. We're gonna have different events, next steps presentation, virtual tours, webinars. So next week, actually on on Friday of next week, at 11 a.m., we're going to actually be doing a webinar of financial aid. So if you have more questions about financial aid, please definitely register for that webinar, and we should be able to answer more questions then. And we're going to continue to answer questions now. So we should be having more webinars or more event forms or information about student life, clubs and organizations. We have 350 clubs and organizations, different involvements to get involved inside the classroom, outside the classroom. We're trying to see if we can do some type of education, so like academic, what is it called?
Support services?
Yeah, so options. So make sure that you have those resources there. And everything's gonna be on our Fullerton website. So make sure you go to fullerton.edu/welcome day, and also follow us, right? Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I know you are all very active in those meetings as well.
Yep, and just a reminder, so that next webinar coming up is Friday, April 3rd at 11 a.m. And we'll be promoting that on our social media platforms, so you can register for it. We'd love to have you join us again, and for the future webinars. We're putting a lot of thought into this, and we really want to highlight a lot of the questions you might have. And we're excited to have you.
All right, thank you. And then lastly, please make sure you follow, this is just like a small clip of our contacts. So if you need to contact admissions, orientation, campus tour, financial aid, housing, or the transfer center, please reach out to us, and we're here to answer all your questions. And then lastly, we do have a small Q&A. So Maddie, can you share any other questions that have come up through the Q&A, please?
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. So still a lot of financial aid questions. For those, like Jessica said, fullerton.edu/financial aid, all one word. They have so many financial aid staff who are there to help you guys get that all figured out. So again, fullerton.edu/financial aid, and then housing again as well. I'm seeing a lot of questions about roommates, specific halls, kind of what's the ratio. That one would be fullerton.edu/housing. Housing has a great website with a lot of resources that, like Eloisa said, not only can you do the virtual tours, but they will also have, their own kind of questions and answers. They'll have step-by-step guides on all of those processes. So again, guys, our Fullerton staff work really hard on keeping these websites updated. So those are two great resources for you guys with anyone with questions for financial aid or housing. Another question we are getting a lot is about choosing classes and, how they meet with their counselors. So for students who are going to be working on their GEs, so this would probably be, a lot of first-time freshmen, and then some transfer students who have those upper division GEs to handle. We do have the Academic Advising Center on campus. On a normal day, they have walk-in hours. You will meet with an advisor who will go through your GE courses. Obviously, things are a little wonky for the time being, so they are doing virtual appointments, and they are there to help you with GE classes. Now, in terms of major advising, typically your departments will handle those, either with professors who stand in for advisors, or for example, the College of Business does have a dedicated advising center. So I encourage all of you who are looking to see what kind of courses you need to take for your major, reach out to your departments, email them specifically, either if they have a specific advising office and have that email, or the professors themselves, they should be listed on your department's website. So also start getting familiar, guys, with your major departments. Check out their website, see who's teaching what, and then also look to see who those counselors are who can help you out with selecting classes. So, and the class schedule should be posting soon, I imagine. So you will be able to see what classes are being offered, see what sparks your interest, all of that. So yeah, no, that seems to be pretty much where we're at. Again, guys, financial aid and housing, they have great websites, fullerton.edu/housing and fullerton.edu/financial aid, all one word. So I will turn it back over to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Maddie.
You're welcome.
Can I add something really quick? I apologize. This is Jessica Barker.
Yeah, hi, Jessica. Welcome back.
I've been typing as fast as I can to answer questions, but I thought it would help if I just gave you all a quick little update on the questions you all most had. Some of you asked, what if you didn't know if you included Cal State Fullerton on your FAFSA? you can go ahead and log in and see if we're included or not. For those of you that you know you didn't already, make sure you log in and you add our federal school code, which is 001137. That's our federal school code, 001137. That's how you make sure that Cal State Fullerton is listed. Some of you specifically asked, how am I supposed to make a decision to come to Cal State Fullerton if I'm not going to have my financial aid package? I want you to know that we're working diligently to begin awarding them the week of April the 17th, so that you have at least 2 weeks to review your aid package, ask any questions, contact the Office of Financial Aid, ask for additional aid options, and be able to make a decision on your intent to enroll May 1st. I want you to know that we want all of you to be working with you on how we can help support you. The third question that I got largely was, what if I have to update my FAFSA and provide new information based on updated situations? I want you to know that we're going to provide you an estimate beginning April this. If you update your FAFSA for any reason after that, we will continue to provide you with a financial aid package update. To every update, we provide you another update. And then somebody asked, when's the last time that I can, when is the last date update your FAFSA? You can do it all the way to the end of the academic year for next year, because school starts this fall and ends next spring, which is the end of May. But of course, you don't want to wait that long, because you know that you would want to have your financial aid available to you by August. So you want to make those updates ASAP. So the sooner that you have that, the sooner that we can get it to you. Thank you for allowing me to answer those questions that I received a lot of, and I'm going to try to continue to answer any new questions we get. Financial aid, we heart you and we want you to be here.
Thank you, Jessica. I know there were also questioning about the California Dream Act. So it's the same thing for the California Dream Act or for the FAFSA, correct? So the same.
Oh, we love our dreamers at Cal State Fullerton. We have one of the nation's largest Dreamers Resource Center. We love you. We want you to be here. And even with the Dreamer application, if you have an update to your financial situation, we can consider doing an appeal for additional awards, just like we do for everyone with the California Dream Act application too. Our Dreamers are specifically eligible for all of the state aid and all of the institutional aid. There is an exception, unfortunately, to the federal aid, but we do the very best that we can to partner with you and to help all of our students be able to be Titan.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Jessica, for all the information. And we wanted to thank you. I know we're running out of time, but thank you so much to all the directors, Director of Outreach and Recruitment, Director of Admissions, Director of Financial Aid, Director of Orientation, to answer all your questions, right? Like I said, we are a community that we want to help you and support you. And that's the beauty of being a Cal State Fullerton, that everybody cares for each other, right? So it's a community, it's a very strong community. But we're gonna be ending now really soon. So if you have any questions, I left this slide up so you have all the contact information for everybody. So if you have any questions, please reach out to those departments. We are all working really hard from home to make sure that we answer all your questions. And if there's any questions that we didn't answer, please reach out to the departments specifically, and we're more than happy to answer your questions. Please stay safe out there, stay healthy, take care of yourself, take care of your family. And we're really excited to help welcome you and hopefully one day soon meet you in person, right? And be able to celebrate the great accomplishments that you have done. So
Yay!
the webinar here, huh?
We're so excited.
Yay, congratulations, and be very proud, right? So we're gonna end the webinar here. I hope this was helpful.